Today we're going to start circle word problems, day 2. So these are problems that are very similar to yesterday's. So I'm just going to go, if you struggled yesterday or watched the video and you feel like you need a little bit more practice, definitely watch this video because it will definitely help you. So let's look at number 1. So number 1 is like a problem we did yesterday. So I want to find the area of this figure. Okay, so to find the area of this figure, let's look at what we have. I'm going to outline this for you. I have 2 semicircles, so that means 2 half circles, right? I'm going to outline that in purple. And then look what I have in the middle. In the middle, I have a rectangle. So I need to find the area of all 3 of those and add those up. So let's start with the semicircle. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this to show you. Okay, let's outline. If I was to outline the semicircle, look what they give me. For my semicircle, I have a diameter of 16, right? There's my picture. Now, I also have another semicircle down here. So 2 semicircles, or 2 half circles, actually make a whole circle here, right? So I could find the area of the semicircles and add those together, or what I could really do is find the area of the whole entire circle. Right? So I'm going to kind of show you both ways. If I was to find the area of this whole circle, I do the formula 3.14 times radius, right? So the 16 isn't my radius because it goes through the whole entire circle, right? Radius is always half. So I'm thinking, what is half of 16, right? My radius would be 8. Okay, so one way I could do this is if I did 3.14 times 8 times 8, which 3.14 times 8 times 8 gives me 200.96. Okay? That would be one way. I had it set up where you found the area of both semicircles separately, and then we could add those together. So I'm going to show you that way too. Either way is totally fine. So if I find the area of a semicircle, I would do 3.14 still times 8 times 8. But remember, we only have half of it, so I'm going to divide it all by 2. Right? So 3.14 times 8 times 8 divided by 2 is that 100.48. And then the other semicircle would also be 100.48. And if I add those 2 together, the 2 half circles does make the whole circle of 200.96. So either way, I'm still getting the 200.96. Okay? So we did the half circles. We found the area of the half circles. Now what I want to find is, let's find the area of the rectangle. Let's look at the dimensions of the rectangle. It's a 36 by, down here, up here is 16. I'm not dividing that by 2 because the area of a rectangle, right, is length times width. So 36 times 16 is 576, right? So now let's go ahead and add those all up. Well, I know 100.48 and 100.48. I know that gives me 200.96 plus the rectangle, which we got as 576. All together gives me a final answer of 977.92. Okay? All right, let's try number 2. Okay, I crossed this out on yours, or I'm crossing this out. I actually want you to find the shaded region. On your document, it should say shaded region because I'm editing this, but I want you to find the area of the shaded region. So let's find the area of the shaded region. So let's look at all the circles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. So if I find the area of one circle, I can then find the area of all the circles. So let's look at what they tell me. From one end to the rectangle, to the other is 20. Now, let's divide that 20 up into how many circles do I have? 4. Let's divide those into 4. Let's see what my diameter would be. If I have, putting these in different colors, so hopefully it's a little bit easier for you. Okay. If from one end to the other is 20, well, what's 20 divided by 4 circles? 5, right? My diameter for these circles would have to be 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. If my diameter is 5, we're finding the area, right? Well, area, I need radius because that's in my formula. So the radius is always half of the diameter. So half of 5 is 2.5, right? So of my circle, I wanted the radius, which is 2.5. So let's find the, so let me fill this in actually before I keep going. So the diameter of one circle was 5. So that means my radius is 2.5, right? So let's find the area of one circle. 3.14 times 2.5 times 2.5. Area of one circle is 19.625. But think about it. How many circles do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I still have to multiply that by 4, which gives me a final answer of 19.625 times 4 should give you a final answer of 78.5. Okay? All right, let's try 3. Okay, find the area of the shaded region. So let's figure out what do I need. Okay, to find the area of the shaded region, I first need to find the area. Let me actually draw a picture first. Think about this. I have a whole entire square. So let's find the area of the square. Because what I'm thinking about is I had this square that has all this filled in, right? Here's what I'm trying to find, the pink spaces. I had this square that was filled, all pink. And then what did we do? It looks like someone went in there and they cut a circle out. Right? So, which was all red before is now all gone. But there's still some red left, right? Those corner pieces are still red. So what I could do is I'm going to find the area. So I'm going to put area of the square. So let's find that first. Area of the square. The area of the square would be, well, let's look at our dimensions. It tells me it's 20 by, would have to be 20, right? They don't give me another number. It's a square. It's 20 by 20. So find the area of the square. I'm going to do 20 times 20, which gives me a area of 400. Okay, now let's find, I'm going to do this part in green. Now let's find the area of the circle. Well, we find the area of a circle by doing 3.14 times r times r. So I need to find the radius here. So from one end of the circle to the other end, that would be my diameter. My diameter here is 20, right? So my radius is always half of that. What's my radius then? What's half of 20? My radius is 10. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 10 times 10. Now remember in yesterday's video I talked about if the area of the whole square is 400, it makes sense that the area of this circle has to be less than 400. It can't be bigger than 400, because if the area of the circle is bigger than 400, then that circle could not fit in the square, right? It would be way bigger. So I know I could check my work here by seeing if it's less than 400. Now 3.14 times 10 times 10 is 314, which is less than 400, so that makes sense. Okay, so all that's left is I just have to subtract the two. So 400 minus 314 gives me a final answer of 86. So the area of the pink that I filled in, or the shaded part, is 86, and I could label that centimeters. You don't have to label centimeters squared. Okay? All right, if you have questions, please email me or Google message me. I'm going to be commenting on your work as you go and sending it back, so please make sure you are answering any questions or fixing your mistakes if I make comments. Okay?